Hey, how you doing? Jeremy with Buys Houses. I just wanted to go over a frequently asked question in regards to one of the requirements when you go to close the house. It is the lateral plumbing test. And what is the lateral plumbing test? It is actually the pipe that goes from your house and carries all the sewage when you flush the toilets and everything else, and it takes it to the city connection, which is another pipe, and that large pipe is maintained by the city. But the lateral that's on your property that goes from your house to that main pipe, and it's underground, that is your responsibility. So it depends on what town, community you live in, but the Pittsburgh region in general, I mean, these homes are old. These are 70, 80, 90, 100-year-old homes. And so what's going on is, like, the city, borough, or municipality has been saying, you know what, homeowner, we got to check this before we sell the house. And if it needs repaired, like, you need to go ahead and repair it. And so what the city or borough, municipality, I'll just say city moving forward, but depends where you live in the, the PA region. But ultimately, what they're doing is saying, hey, we aren't going to release lien letters, which are it's information needed to have a proper closing, where when the closing happens, marketable title can be passed. But the cities are like, no, we aren't going to release that info. Thus, it doesn't allow you to close. So with the lateral test, they say all this has to be done. We have to look at the testing after it's been done, and then we will approve or tell you what needs to be done. So they get their hand in it. They want to make sure the lateral is taken care of. And with everything being old, back to what I was saying, these lateral pipes, there was an old material 70, 80 years ago that was used in plumbing pipes, and it's called terracotta. You maybe have heard of it. But the problem is, with time, with age, I mean, the technology wasn't there to make a reinforced pipe that could last 100 years. So this terracotta can crumble, it can crack. And so what happens is, as you're flushing your toilet, certain areas in your lawn, this sewage might be seeping into the property, which then in turn can get into groundwater and, everything else. So they're wanting to make sure, certain communities, that this lateral pipe is approved and that it's okay. So what is involved with the test? The test involves calling a plumber, and unfortunately it's not cheap, because these plumbers end up buying this very expensive camera that, they charge you. To give you an idea, it's anywhere from $225 to maybe $300 for the test, depending on who you talk to. And they take this camera and they start running it in the plumbing in your house, and it runs all the way from your house to the curb, and they can document to the foot where exactly, as this camera goes down the pipe, it shows you inside the pipe how far you are from the house, how many feet you are from the house. So then they create a DVD and a video with the entire pipe all the way up to the city connection, and then they provide that to you. They provide the DVD. Some now, I've seen some plumbers just send you a link, which is nice, through email, where you can access the video because they've uploaded the video. But then that video has to go to the city moving forward, because they have to review it, and the city will have someone within the city, or they have a third-party company that will go ahead and review the video and the footage on there, and then they tell you this is what has to be repaired. If you're lucky, good case scenario, you can just replace a section of that lateral pipe. If you aren't, and you might get into where the whole pipe is so far gone that they require that the entire pipe from the house to the curb is replaced. It can be very costly, unfortunate, to replace this. And when I say that, if you luck out and you have to replace a section, you might be looking at $3,000 to $5,000 on the cheap side. If the pipe inside the house is bad and you have a concrete floor in your basement where you have to start tearing up your basement floor, worse yet, if the city pipe that connects to your lateral is under the street, now you've got to tear up the street to get the connection, the new connection made. it can be crazy expensive, where it can go from $7,000 to $12,000 to $14,000, $15,000. It can be very pricey, all depending on the scenario. But we look at this, we assess like the certain situation that you have going on. We're here we've seen a lot of different scenarios. We're here to try and help you and partner through this, because this is something we all have to go through in selling these homes. I shouldn't say we all, but certain communities right now, and eventually, yes, all the communities will be doing this. But that's it. That explains the lateral test. Thanks for your time.